What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. We hope you guys have a great end of 2023. We're kicking off 2024 with great news. We are not only going to restore the LochNSX, but we're also going to restore the PhoeNSX. As you guys know, we're still waiting for information from the insurance company, and we kind of need the paperwork in order for us to title the car here in Maryland. If the insurance company decides not to help us out and they say like, no, you cannot have the paperwork that we need, that's kind of going to determine how we're going to restore the car. If we get the title or the paperwork that we need so we can title the car, then we're going to do an OEM stock restoration. If we don't get paperwork that we need, then it's going to be more like a race car purpose restoration. For the PhoeNSX, we have decided to split the project and also restore the PhoeNSX. And as you guys already know, we bought the PhoeNSX with the intent of restore the LochNSX. Now we're going to give it a second chance and we're going to be restoring that car as well. We are going to be working with the friends of Blackjack Frame Machine from Georgia. They were kind enough to come to Maryland and help us out to start the project and dissecting the car and remove the panels. And we were like drilling the spot welds and using the chisels and remove the panels from the car, because we are looking now for clean rear end so we can have one good chassis. Jay is working on the lead on a couple of NSXs that we are planning to purchase so we can fix these two cars, and so that's what we're going to be doing in the next couple of episodes. So stay tuned, it's going to be cool. It's a bit of a dense videos because there's a lot of cutting. We're going to post some pages from the repair manual so you can take a look of what we're getting into, but it's going to be fun. We're excited of restoring the LochNSX and the PhoeNSX now. So that's what you're going to be seeing in the next episodes, like I said before. So without further ado, let's roll with the video.
Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. We are decided that we are going to fix the PhoeNSX car while we wait for any some news for the river car. We're going to fully restore the PhoeNSX car, and then we're going to be working with our friends at Blackjack. They're going to be helping us out to dissect the back end of the PhoeNSX car so we can merge it with another NSX that we are getting pretty soon in the channel. So here's Adam. He's going to give you a brief description of what's going to happen on the video so you guys have an idea what you're going to see.
So me and Robert drove up from Atlanta, and a nice little 745-mile trip to come up here and be a part of this project. But it's something that we want to be partners with, and we love the idea of putting another one of these JDM cars back on the road. So we came up here with our spot weld cutters, our spot weld drills, and spot weld chisels, and the Acura/Honda owner's manual, or should I say the what manual? It's basically the the repair manual, and we are going by the book and showing these guys exactly how many spot welds you have to cut apart to take apart an Acura NSX, and apparently it's going to probably be about 2,500 spot welds,
something like that,
if not a few more. So what we're doing this weekend specifically is just starting to peel the layers of the onion, as we describe it, because the only way that you can take these cars or most unibody cars apart is to take it one part at a time. So we're drilling the spot welds on an outer panel, take it apart, mark it, going inside, next layer of the onion, and basically today is when it all begins.
Yes.
As far as the real body work goes.
Yep. So we're gonna head back to the shop and we're gonna start recording all the grinding, all the removal of the welding spots, and we want to bring you in so you can see how it's done, and just tell you, don't do this at home.
Yeah, don't do this at home, and this is why it takes so long.
All right, let's go to the video.
And this is how we began the dissection of the PhoeNSX, or as one of our followers suggested, the PhoeNSX project. To remove the back end of the car, we had to embark in a very arduous task of drilling through hundreds of spot welds in the door frame panels and the floor. These welds encircle the roof, the door panels, the floor, the door hinges, and the back end of the car. The following diagram will give you guys an idea of what are we trying to accomplish by removing the rear bulkhead of the car using the repair service manual and following OEM specs of removal. After drilling specific areas of the door frame panel, we proceeded to split them using the spad weld chisel. In some areas, an angle grinder was required to remove the welding beads. Additionally, we found that some of the weld spots were concealed by body panel sealant, necessitating the use of a paint wheel remover so we can uncover their exact location. While the repair body manual proved to be quite useful to us, we encountered instances of double spot welds that they were not documented in the manual. However, we quickly learned how to identify them and deal with them. The wheel paint remover became really handy in the back section of the car, where we found really hard double spot welds that they were not mentioned on the manual like I mentioned before. The back end of the NSX was welded to the floor at the factory that also encompassed the gas tank area and the firewall right behind the seats. To gain access to this area, we have to remove the old burn sound deadening using dry ice. We allow the dry ice to sit there for a while before we start tapping the floor with a hammer, causing the deadening to crack and break into smaller pieces, granting us access to the spot welds on the floor. After the dry ice worked its magic, it only took a couple of hits from the hammer to remove the old sound deadening. Once the floor was clear, we made the decision to cut the passenger side frame rail. We made that decision because the frame rail was in really poor shape after the fire. We also, by doing this, gained some access to the firewall where some of the floor spot welds were located. After some grinding and cutting, we were finally able to remove the passenger side rear rail. The rail was in super bad shape after the fire, but it was also on the way for us to get into the floor and start drilling some of the spot welds behind the firewall. After we cut the rail, we proceed to move to the front of the car so we can start removing the windshield. The next step on this dissection was the roof. In order for us to get to all those spot welds between the door panels and the roof, the windshield had to be removed. It turned out to be slightly more complicated than expected, but nothing that we could not figure it out. Not trying to disrupt anybody on the video, but apparently my pants were not long enough for all the tasks that I had to perform that day. Not your conventional way of removing a windshield, but it worked for us at the end. After the windshield was removed, we proceeded to start drilling all the spot welds around the roof and the door panel area so we can separate both of them from the car. Even though the roof didn't have that many spot welds, it was very complicated to remove since some of the spot welds were located in very intricate areas of the cockpit of the car. As we continue to drill all the spot welds from the roof and the door panel area, the PhoeNSX started to become apart nicely, unveiling the intricate sections of all the panels that make up the NSX chassis. After the roof was removed, we proceeded to start removing the spot welds on the A pillar and the B pillar. Luckily for us, the passenger side rear door frame panel was completely missing, so we only focused on the driver's side and the passenger side front end. Alright, so we have split some of the section of the car. As you can see, we already have removed the windshield. The roof has come out. We have drilled some of the spot welding around this area. There is this plate. I'm going to show you right here. Hopefully it's still on focus. Part of the fender. We have to remove that. So pretty much this is like a huge onion with multiple layers. So the rear bulkhead of the car, then we're going to have to section this door frame panel. And before we get to that, we have to remove this little panel. So there's 4 layers in between. This is layer number 1, this is 2, there's 3, and there's 1 that is part of the front head of the car. One thing that we noticed is the roof support bracket is broken. We're gonna replace it anyways, but you know, things that you don't know in your NSX that's been hidden for many years. We don't know when that broke, if it was from the beginning or not, but you know, that's that. Let me show you. Let me do a quick walk around so you guys can see what has been done so far on the fire car. Let me get that. All right. Alright, so windshield is out. Use the belts on them to remove all the welding spots right here. And then we're going to be drilling that. As you can see, we're ready to remove certain sections of the roof. What we're trying to get is to this area. See the camera back there. So then we're going to remove all the back section of the car, which is burned, and then we're going to bring another half end. And after that, we're going to weld this,
we're gonna weld the rear bulkhead and a new passenger side door panel frame. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, so we're getting there. Plenty of drilling for all the welding spots on the car. Very tedious work, but we're gonna get it done. So we're really excited about it.
After a small lunch break, we continue grinding and cutting the spot welds inside of the cockpit. Now we focus on the back support roof panel that we needed to remove before we can get into the driver's side door frame panel so we can have access to the roof and the back side of the bulkhead. After the rear roof support bar was removed, we were getting close to remove the driver's side door frame panel. In addition to the spot welds, the panel was also attached to the chassis from some sealant and glue close to the area where the door hinge sits. After some hammering and chiseling, as well as some persuasion, we were able to remove the driver's side door frame panel, one major step in the dissection of the chassis. As you can see here, this is how the chassis of the NSX looks like when you remove one of the major sections of the body.
Alright, so far we have removed the roof of the car, support, race bar in the middle. We have removed the driver's side door panel, well, frame panel. And what we're gonna do is remove the same thing here. We don't really care about this part as much because half of it, or at least the back end, is missing because of the fire. So we have to remove all the spot welds as much as possible, and we have to remove the bottom side. And after that, this should come out fairly easily. And then after that, I'm gonna remove the last section of the roof and start freeing up the back end. Well, let me move this way. That back end right there. And when that is done, I'm gonna section that back of the car so we can have access to, I don't know if you guys can see in the camera, but there is the back end of the NSX is attached to the floor, and there are 3 layers of aluminum right there. So we have to drill all the holes, one, clear the sealant, and then drill the section again, and we should be all good to go in theory. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go into hyperlapse and enjoy my misery.
After spending some time with the guys at Blackjack learning how to drill the spot welds, I began to work on the passenger side of the car. which proved to be the least complicated area of that particular panel since the back end was compromised by the fire. Instead of wasting my time trying to drill that section, I decided to cut it away since I really have no use for it on this project. After some persuasion, I was successfully able to remove the passenger side door frame panel. From there, I moved to the back, removed the section that I didn't need anymore, and switched to the driver's side so I can continue the dissection of this car. Alright, so I got the section that I didn't need anymore because it's all burnt. And then I drilled all the spot weldings right there. On the bottom, I have to grind the welding spots right there. And I've been fighting with this for the past 25 minutes or so. And it's because I'm a dummy and I forgot that there are 2 more welding spots right next to the door hinge. So after I drill those, these should come out. And as you can see, let me move the camera. That way, it started looking more like a Targa NSX. But yeah, the idea is remove all this area that we don't need, and start sectioning. Let me see if the camera can pick it up. Let me move that a bit more. And start removing the support brackets from this side first. Yes, we can learn where are the rest of the welding spots, because this is our first time. I mean, we have the manual and it's great and everything, but you know, just wanna try to do this as best as possible. A lot of work, a lot of drilling to do, a lot of grinding to do, but we're here for it. We're gonna get it done, and so I'm gonna be running solo this part of the work. But yeah, let's get back to it. After I was able to remove the passenger side door frame panel, I proceed to cut the driver's side rear rail frame. I didn't have any use for it. Half of it was already melted just like the passenger side, and it was obstructing me from cutting the back side of the firewall and get access to the spot welds on the floor. After I was done cutting the driver's side rear rail, I proceed to start drilling the floor end cap. This section are 2 plates welded together that allows the rear bulkhead to be attached to the floor and the front section of the car. Alright, so I'm gonna take a break for the night. I removed the outer skin, the one of the support bars that goes here in the corner. That's going to drain some water from the roof. I chopped the that half is gone. We're gonna cut this next time.
We're gonna leave this as is because this section is not damaged. So we're gonna drill this section right here. It ends up right in the corner. So what we're gonna do is grind all the welding spots, all this right there. We're gonna have to remove that area right here, well, those welding spots, and then drill so we can separate these two plates, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we're gonna have to drill. We have to drill from the bottom up, so we can remove this section right there, and repeat over there. And hopefully by removing all these welding spots right here and right here, this is like a U-shaped type of plate, which is part of the bolt head. So if we remove all that, we should be able to weld the back side of the other NSX that we just got, and we should have one functional car. So that's gonna be for the next episode. We'll show you the other NSX we just got. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and comment our videos. Please consider subscribe to our channel, as well as visit our other media accounts at Helix Auto Works on Instagram and Facebook.